Hi, my name is Sean Lenton. I'm executive producer of Operation Flashpoint Dragon Rising, and I'm here to show you a run through of one of the later levels in the campaign game. Okay, so here we are on the island of Skira, 225 square kilometres of explorable terrain, completely free roaming. Operation Flashpoint is a tactical first-person shooter, so I've got a fire team here that I can use to help me get through the game, and I'll show you how they work later on. The game itself is an encounter between the US Marines and the People's Liberation Army of China over oil, of all things. It's set, as I said, just off the coast of China and Japan. Okay, so here are my guys. They're going to come with me. So the point of this mission is to take a monastery, which is a way over there. But if I just take a quick look around the screen here, you can see some of the things we've got. We've got a compass at the top. Obviously tells us which direction we're going and what objectives we've got. And the top left is my command bar. So this is my fire team. These are the 4 guys that are with me. Mix of disciplines, machine gunner, medic, etc. And I need to use these guys to really get through this mission. Just to give you a quick idea of how big the actual island is, if I just pull up the map here, you can see here's me and my team here. And if I just slowly pull out there, you can see the actual scale and the size of the environment that we have to play with here. Absolutely huge. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my command radial and I'm going to give my team an order to just follow me. I'm going to start moving forward. Let's just check, see if I need any equipment here. Take some ammo. Oh, marksman, nice gun, I'll take that as well. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to order my guys to get into this, in this Humvee over here. So the command radial, the idea here is to get the kind of depth that you get in the PC tactical shooter, but to make it accessible for the console players. So we've got kind of 3 levels of depth here. We've got orders, we've got tactical, so I can change the formation and the spread and so on. I can also go into the map and I can give my guys some quite complex commands as well, just using the map. So for instance, I can give them a move order. And if I pull out, you can see there they go. And off they go. But I think I'll drive today, so I'm just going to nip in here and get in. Okay, so off we go to our first waypoint. So these objective markers which you see are basically giving me my primary objective for this mission. Missions also have secondary objectives as well, which can kind of take you off the beaten track, and sometimes they're optional, but sometimes it's a nice way of picking up some nice secret achievement points. Okay, let's slam the brakes on, and out we get. Okay, so I'm going to jog over here and I'm going to pull in some artillery supports and try and take these fellas out. First thing I'm going to use is heavy mortars. Okay, so pull my binoculars up. Let's take a look. They've already started firing at me, so I've got to be quick. Okay, and get some cover. Stay out of the way. A lot of fire coming in. These particle effects are all done using our Ego engine, so we've got some of the biggest particle effects you're going to see in a game. We've really gone for the big bangs on this. Huge plumes of smoke. We've got the J-Dam, which is a 2,000-pound bomb. It's probably the biggest explosion you'll see in a console game this year. There they go. Raining down on them. So my next target now, I've taken those guys out, so let's take a look over here. I think we've got another set of guys. There they are. So I'll take these guys down next. Again, I'm going to go with a heavy mortar, high explosives, and I'm going to go for a harassing fire pattern this time. Fire for effect. Now this artillery support isn't the sort of thing you get in every mission. It's kind of dished out on a per mission basis. Sometimes you get a lot, sometimes you get none. The missions tend to vary between Spec Ops and US Marine Corps. So in this particular one I'm US Marine Corps, so I'm very much an infantryman, a soldier, whereas in the Spec Ops it's much more about infiltration and stealth and behind enemy lines. Okay, those guys are out. I'm going to take the next one down now. Let's get a bead on them. Right over there. So watch out, this fire's coming in pretty close. Okay, so I've taken a hit here, so I'm going to patch myself up. There's no hit points of health in Operation Flashpoint. You've got 8 pints of blood and that's it. If you put a hole in this fragile shell, that blood starts to bleed out. So what I have to do is I just have to patch myself up to stop myself bleeding. The wounds do have effects. If I take a hit to the leg, it's going to affect my ability to sprint. If I take a hit to the arms, it's going to affect my ability to aim my gun. So I've got to be careful. Okay, where are these guys? Okay, they're over there. Okay, let's get a patch on them before I get killed again. There we go. Okay, so artillery, high explosives, fire for effect. Take these guys out, we should be wrapped up. You see here my tanks now starting to roll in now that they know that we've taken out these anti-tank gunners, it's all clear. So off they go. Let's just make sure this is all done Finish the last few guys off. Take a look over there at them. There they go. Boom. Boom and boom. Out of action. Fantastic. Okay. So let's get my ride. Now I can't sprint now. As you can see from my damage indicator, I've taken leg hits. So this has actually affected my ability to sprint. But I have stopped the bleeding, so I'm pretty safe. I'm not going to die here. But it's a slow trudge back to my Hummer. So it's telling me there the anti-tank threat has been neutralised. So I'm good to go. There we go. And off we go. So checkpoint reached. That's actually healed me now. The difficulty levels in the game, basically the game itself stays the same difficulty level, but the level of assistance you get changes. So as you crank up that difficulty level, you start losing things like crosshairs and HUDs and so on. And also checkpoints and healing becomes a lot more difficult. Okay, so moving through these guys, got to press on ahead. So my next objective, you can see there, 1.5 kilometers away, destroy the anti-tank threats. So let's move through here and keep pressing on. There's a Jeep there. All the vehicles are usable. You can basically, you know, I could get out if I wanted to, and I could use a Chinese Jeep if I wanted to. I could find a tank, I could find a helicopter. The idea is that you can basically use whatever resources are at hand to complete the mission. And also, it's not a corridor shooter, so next time I play this mission, I could do it a completely different way. I could come from a completely different angle. I'm under fire now, so I need to get out. Vehicle's damaged. We can all repair vehicles. We've got basic repair skills. So I'm being attacked now. You can see on my radar I've got some little red crosses coming up. I'm going to hit the deck. I'm going to change my weapon to the marksman weapon. Further sight on this fella. Gives me a little bit more accuracy. Let's see if I can take this fella out. Oh, that's a good hit there from one of my teammates. So the AI is really cool here. I mean, I can order these guys around, but if I don't do anything, they'll still actually do... they'll respond to the situation. There'll be threat awareness. They're aware of morale, of suppression, and so on. They're quite autonomous, and that's the idea. You can use them as little or as much as you want. Going to keep pressing on now. Get my guys to follow me. Keep moving in. I'm going to change their formation, actually. I'm going to put them into a V formation, and I'm going to give them a combat spread as well. I'm not necessarily using them as cannon fodder, but I just wanted to check the way's clear ahead of me. See the rest of these Marines here all starting to move in. So quite a hot encounter going on here. At this looks like an old oil drilling station. It's all about oil again in Flashpoint. Follow the oil. That's why everyone's here. That's why the Chinese have decided to take this island back for themselves. Okay, I'm going to move in. Slowly moving in. I've got to be careful here. Again, as I said before, there's no hit points here, you know, so if I take a shot, if I take a bad shot, I'm dead. I can't just hide behind a rock and get better like certain other games. It's actually real damage here, and you know, a headshot, for instance, would kill me outright. Okay, moving in with these guys. Here we go, here we go. See, I've got a lot of red triangles on my compass there. Again, this is the last known position of the enemy, so it's not necessarily where they are, it's where they were last spotted. So I have to use my discretion and play a very, here we go, cover, cover, cover. Use the hard objects as cover all the time. Have a look, there we go. Bang. Nice catastrophic damage going on there, chunks of meat everywhere, love it. The audio is critical, I've taken another hit there. The audio is critical here, we really use it to let the player know what's going on around them. The Marines often told us that if you actually heard a machine gun firing, you were fine, but if you started hearing the bullets thudding into the ground, that's when you had to worry. And we try to replicate that kind of real emotive experience here. Okay, back on again. Patched up. Keep moving in. See, my number 4 there has taken a wound. The colour of his name is telling me that he's damaged and he's in trouble. The tracer fire you see here, it's all real ballistics. Oh, I didn't just shoot my own guy. No, it's all right, he ducked. So ricochets and so on that you see, that's actually physics happening there. They're real bullets. They're really bouncing off the objects, and they've got their own real trajectory. Again, smoke is another tool we can use. The AI cannot see through smoke. It's another thing that makes